We're back! Well, sort of. So far, it's just Steve. Brian's on his way home from work. He will be joining us soon. This is the BS Wrestling Report. Matt Beaver in Columbus, Ohio, woo, is with us. Matt, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? I feel like it's been an eternity since you guys have even been around. And now, in reality, it's only been, what, like a couple of months, 2.5 months, 3 months, something like that, since after, I think your last show was Mikey Whipwreck's post-Royal Rumble review. Am I correct?
Yeah, I had to step away for a bit. I was going through my divorce, and my head was fucked up, and just creatively I wasn't there, and I had to get away and miss it to realize what I had. But it's good to be back. Like I said, Brian will be here soon, sooner than later. He's on his way home from work. You know, he's got to feed the wife and the kid. You know, so he's got to do the daddy thing. So, all right, we've been talking about this for weeks. Jesse Sorensen unfortunately cannot be with us tonight. He had some situations come up, which is unfortunate. I asked him if he wanted to come on tomorrow, but he said no. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going out and getting drunk. I said, all right, well, rain check it. He said absolutely. Jesse actually turned down a couple other podcasts to come on with us, but he's, you know, his shoot job's keeping him a little late. So, but fear none. We are going to sit here. We're going to dissect WrestleMania 32. Matt, I got some news for you.
What's the news?
All right, so we were doing interviews pretty hard and heavy. One of our more popular ones, this guest is coming back in May. Formerly the Chosen One, now the Evolved Champion, Drew Galloway, will be back on with us in May. I can't wait to get Drew back on. Hell of a good guy.
How about that, man? Again, you've been away for, what, 3 months, and you're still making waves.
You know, I do what I can with what I got. So, what do you say we jump into the WrestleMania card? What did you think of the pre-show? I didn't think too much of it. I thought the stadium was sick. The stage setup was nice. I firmly believe if they ever do WrestleMania, God damn it! I owe somebody a beer.
All right, what happened?
My phone was not on silent. God fucking damn it. All right, let me get this thing going here. All right, there we go. The stage setup was sick. I was actually at WrestleMania 32 in spirit, and I loved it, but never again during the broad daylight because it took away from so much of the event later on in the day. I'm sure we'll talk about that as it goes, but the pre-show started off with the tag team Fatal 4-Way. I didn't think too much of it because, let's be honest, I could have just saw Cesaro and Tyson Kidd go at it versus the Usos and been completely fine. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, there was nothing really special. I really liked the action. I liked the action towards the end of the match. It got a little bit chaotic there, but you're absolutely right. The whole Fatal 4-Way thing, I think this was just kind of like one of those matches where you just throw in, you know, a bunch of people who couldn't make it to the main card,
Yep.
even though this was for the tag titles, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So, I mean, you know, they talk about the importance of the mid-card and how much they've improved in that, but, man, the tag titles just, they don't mean shit, do they?
Not, no, I do like who's holding the belts, though. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, two of the best technical wrestlers in the world today. Also, I think the Usos deserved a little bit better. They busted their ass the last year and a half. I think they deserved a little bit more than the pre-card. And the one that's not married to the Funkadactyl, who has the dumbest finishing move I've ever seen in my entire life, okay, got legit injured. They sold it as legit. Then the one Uso, is Jimmy married or is it Jay?
You got me, man.
All right, let's see. He's the one usually on the left side. So the left side, dude, that guy can work. He carried the match pretty well. But other than that, I didn't think much of it.
Now you say the Usos have really impressed you over the last year and a half. They've really, like, you know, improved in their style. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve, Uso crazy.
Oh, whoa, man! Oh, you so crazy too.
I completely agree with you, though, with Cesaro. I don't like the name. I think they're called Team Cat or just Cat for Cesaro and Tyson. But whatever it may be. Yeah, I really like who's holding the belts right now. Could have done without the Matadores.
Why did they throw the Ascension in there instead of the Matadores?
Because the Ascension sucks, man.
So do the Matadores.
Yeah, okay. All right, you got me there. Touche.
But no, I thought the tag match following that on Raw with the Sin Cara and the Rey Mysterio knockoff. Well, actually, they're both Rey Mysterio knockoffs. Was a little bit better. Now let's get to Armbar Part 2.
Part deux.
Part 2. The Andre Rumisov Memorial Battle Royal. The Armbar Part 2. Man.
For all those people at home that don't know how acronyms work.
Yep. Boom. That guy went to college right there. I'm all about Axelmania. I love it. I'm going to watch Extreme Rules.
Is that what he's calling it for real?
Oh, yeah. You didn't see Raw last night?
I saw the Hulu version. Remember, I don't have cable. I actually watched the Hulu version, and they condense it into 90 minutes instead of 3 hours. It's actually quite nice.
VIPbox.tv.
I've heard about that, actually.
Well, you heard about it again right here. So, yeah, the armbar. I'm all about Axelmania, and, man, he got fucked over on this one, did he not?
Dude, I was so pissed about that. Like, Axelmania was gaining some steam, and there's a lot of support behind it, and there's a little bit of comedy, just a little bit, behind the whole character and gimmick of Axelmania. But at the same time, people kind of wanted this, and people kind of wanted to see him succeed a little bit, and for him to just job out like that, where everybody looked at him, at least maybe slide under the bottom rope, come back in halfway through, and make some waves or something like that. But I think let me preface the armbar with when I first found out. Now, I didn't find out that it was going to be on the kickoff show until probably 2 or 3 hours before WrestleMania, or before the kickoff show happened, and I kind of lost my shit a little bit. I'm like, are you serious with this? With the Battle Royal, all of a sudden, second year in its existence, and it's already, demoted to the kickoff show. But I think with the way that it ended, it was perfect for the kickoff show.
Yeah, because I had two guys going into this. Remember, I was at WrestleMania in spirit, so I was marking out pretty hard in spirit.
I saw that you tagged yourself at WrestleMania on Facebook.
That was pretty clever. See? Well, keep in mind, like 2 days before, I was in Bangkok, Thailand. So, yeah, I was there. Like I said, in spirit, had great seats, got some great pictures off Twitter. Our Twitter at BSW Report. You should follow us if you don't already. And yours is at Matty Ice. But I had Curtis Axel, and then my roommate Scott called Mizdow, and I jumped on that bandwagon too. And then once it came down to Mizdow and Big Show, I was like, all right, I can see how this is going to play out. Miz is not winning this, and how he tried to, direct Mizdow over to the Big Show, who needs to get retired 2 days ago.
2 days ago. 3 days ago.
If not more. And Mizdow was like, no. I was like, all right, here it comes. And my roommate started marking out, and I did at the stadium. It was pretty good. I'm glad they broke the Miz and Mizdow up, but now they gotta drop the gimmick. Notice how I don't give a fuck about who won the Battle Royal, because I really don't. Nobody does. The crowd was dead.
Nobody does.
I was there in spirit. It was dead as fuck, and the thing was Miz and Mizdow. That's my opinion. What do you think, Matthew?
Well, you're talking to somebody who hasn't watched since the Royal Rumble, so I didn't really get to see the build-up to really anything at WrestleMania. When I look at the Miz and Mizdow, for one, back when I was watching late last year and early this year, up into the Royal Rumble, I mean, this has been going on for a while. So I kind of thought to myself, why did it take so long? But you have the big payoff at WrestleMania. But it really wasn't a payoff, because you have, a dinosaur winning. And I can understand that for nostalgic reasons. He's always been compared to Andre the Giant. And so, this might be his one last final kind of deal, and he'll run with this storyline for the next year or whatever. Maybe he'll have a retirement match, hopefully, at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, Texas, which we might be going to, right?
I am going to Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania 32, yes.
Okay, so you're a lock-in.
I'm done, yes. So now I'm just trying to get a posse or gang to go with me, I'm going. Yeah.
I've been asked a lot on Twitter if I was going. A lot of people said they're going to be going as well. So a lot to think about.
There's one thing to have someone on the Twit machine ask you, but to get personally texted from an award-winning podcast host extraordinaire.
Man, I tell you what, that's money right there. Hey, real quick, what was the name of the award? I can't remember.
It was the Gucci Podcast Award, and I won this used bottle of Gucci cologne.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes,
I love it.
What'd
you think about Kenta Kobayashi's debut?
I wish he had a little bit more of a spotlight. And also, I rather would it have been Finn Balor.
Yeah, I think so too. And man, I didn't realize. I've only seen him in NXT a couple of times. Like I said, I haven't been watching, and I didn't realize just how tiny he was. I mean, he looks up at the Big Show.
Whoa! Look who you just compared him to. That's like comparing Manute Bull to Damon Wayans.
I mean, right? Wait, whoa! That is a weird ass comparison. Where did you pull that one out of?
You should check out the movie Celtic Pride.
But yeah, I already saw bitching about it before the match even happened that they were going to misuse him. People were saying that Hideo Itami either needs to win or it's a failure and they shouldn't have brought him in, which is stupid. I thought he was all right. He is a tiny little guy. I mean, he's looking up at Godzilla there, and
that's exactly what I said. When he looked, I remember it's kind of like Godzilla.
But yeah, for what it was worth, the armbar did not blow me away by any means. I'm actually kind of glad that it was relegated to the kickoff show, and it served its purpose. It got a lot of, and again another spot for a lot of guys to kind of just get their name into the WrestleMania program without actually being on the main show.
I agree, and some of our WWE superstars pulled double duty doing the tag match and then the armbar with Cesaro lasting the longest. I thought he's going to have his moment where he picked up the Big Show with ease and tossed him out. But
well, you have to have Cesaro in that, though.
No, because Cesaro's the fucking man, but don't tell Vinnie Mac that, because no, we'll be wrong.
Yeah, but just based on the fact that he won last year, I mean, you got to have him in it, right?
Well, he's got to be there to defend his throne.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much. So Big Show won the armbar. So that puts him up with Paul Heyman, right? Because Lesnar's suspended indefinitely. That's what happens when you win the armbar. You get hooked up with Paul Heyman, and then he kills your career.
No, Heyman doesn't kill careers.
All right. Tell me who does. What happened to Cesaro last year?
Vince McMahon.
Okay, Vince McMahon. Okay.
Look. All right. I'm gonna run down the list.
All right.
Cesaro,
Ryback,
Zack Ryder, Ryback, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, the Godwin Brothers, the Goon, the Brooklyn Brawler, the Gobbledygooker, Gangrel. I can go
Red
on.
Red Rooster.
Me. Okay. I can go on and on. Those are some quality people that I listed. But you know whose career?
Mr. Perfect. How about Mr. Perfect never winning a heavyweight championship? Man, he was great too. All right.
He was not great. He was perfect.
There we go.
You know whose career Vince McMahon never got to ruin?
Who's that?
Dangerous Devin Storm.
God.
How fucking great! How great is that picture?
All right, we're getting off topic. When does okay? So we're getting into the main card, right?
We are getting into the main card, yes. So that would involve me moving for a second, and then all right. So we had Wrestlemania opening up the show, which I thought was perfect because once I saw the ladders, that was the match my roommate was looking forward to the most, and I thought it was gonna be pretty cool. The crowd. Are you drinking a beer?
That's right, baby. Hey, just a real quick side note. And what kind? We're talking about Natty Ice right here.
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice. Matty Ice. The inspiration behind the nickname.
Yeah.
just a little side note real quick. The last time I was on your show, we were doing the 2014 year in review.
Correct.
And I was trashed off my ass. So, and you could tell because I went back and watched it. I couldn't even get through the whole show because I was so embarrassed. So, just for you, Steve, and you alone, I have not drank the entire day until just now.
I had 4 beers when I got home from work at 5:30.
I got home at 5 o'clock, and I was like, should I drink some beer? I didn't want a repeat of me slurring my words from last time. But anyway, okay. So moving on.
No, it's okay. It's okay if you have a look. I have
Who keeps texting you?
Oh, that was the face space. I keep turning that thing on vibrate. But that was the face space and the twit machine at BSW Report because they love the dangerous Devon Storm pitcher. So we had Daniel Bryan, or I'm gonna call him Daniel Bella. The Mr. Irrelevant. Is that an iPhone?
Of course it is. But this is a little this is an iPhone 5, but it's a little guy. It's a little guy. You know, everything in my life is little, so.
Yeah, we know. We heard your girlfriend complain.
I think she's moved on.
I would too. So we had Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, Bad News Barrett. That guy's fucking ripped and cut.
Ripped!
Dude, that guy is jacked to the gills. Dean Ambrose, Stardust, and Mr. Irrelevant, R-Truth, which
yeah, I don't know. Just it's the last couple that R-Truth and even Stardust really had no impact in this match, really at all.
None at all. I mean, the crowd popped big for Ambrose, but the more I watch Ambrose, the more I realize he's going down the toilets really fucking fast.
It is becoming a lot more apparent on the direction in which his career is going. Now, I'm not going to go as far as what you just said and say that his career is going down the toilet, but his career is pretty much peaked.
Sadly, so it has. He took a hell of a bump though. Once that ladder was set up from the ring to the ringside area where I was sitting in spirit, and I saw who grabbed him for the power bomb. Barrett. No, Harper. When he powerbombed him and they broke that, unbreakable ladder in half, it looked like he knocked his head pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, it was Harper. I remember watching that, and then I remember seeing the replay, and I that was a hell of a bump. And we talk about some of the all-time great bumps. Jeff Hardy on top of the 20-foot ladder there. I think that was WrestleMania 2000. I think that was maybe 19. I'm not sure, but you talk about that one. You talk about Hardy and Edge. With the big spot there.
Or remember when Sherman killed Sin Cara?
Who?
Sherman killed Sin Cara in a ladder match. They had the same ladder, and Sherman did actually a running power bomb, and he
No, I know who Sherman is. Who's this Sin Cara you speak of?
He actually Speaking of sad news, I don't know if did I send you the picture from Michael Cole's Wikipedia?
I don't know. You sent me a lot of pictures. There's a couple of dick pics in there, so I quit looking at whatever you send.
All right. Well, I'm gonna trust many people saw Raw last night, and I'm gonna read a brief synopsis on Michael Cole from his Wikipedia. Michael Cole is an American professional wrestling commentator, show host, and former journalist. He signed to the WWE and does play-by-play, yada, yada, yada. Since December 2007, Cole and former wrestler JBL have hosted on YouTube series The JBL and Cole Show. Next paragraph. Michael Cole was killed by Brock Lesnar on March 30th, 2015. Cause of death, a ground-shaking F5. People everywhere.
There you have it.
People everywhere applaud.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brock.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brock. Thank you, Brock.
Brock Lesnar. Anyway, I digress. The IC strap match. I kind of knew. I've been saying it for a week and a half now that if Daniel Bryan won his match, Cena was going to win his match. And if Cena won his match, then Brock was going to win his match. Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler were the guys.
Oh, that final spot there at the ladder and the headbutts, that got me pumped up a little bit, man. That I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we all know, it's all fiction, it's all fairy tale or whatever, like Daniel Bryan said at the Hall of Fame speech. Great Hall of Fame speech, by the way.
Yes.
But man, that really got me pumped up, the ending to that match, and I legitimately, because I haven't been watching, I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know how hot Daniel Bryan has been. I know that Ziggler was gaining a lot of steam heading into the Royal Rumble. So I had no clue who was going to win. And when Daniel Bryan won, doing the yes chant on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
And 70,000 people all in unison, including yourself. Just yes. That was a hell of a scene.
I was there in spirit. Scott, hold on, man. Scott, real quick, what'd you think of the ladder match at WrestleMania? Go.
Fucking amazing. Probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And for the guy to come out the next night and wrestle, amazing.
And even that match was amazing. Like Bryan and Ziggler the next night. I tell you what, that guy. It kind of makes me a little bit, there's this whole authority storyline, but there's always a little bit of truth into every single storyline, and it really, really makes me kind of a little pissed at the brass there in WWE, because Daniel Bryan's it, man. Now, last year I used to bash on Daniel Bryan all the time, saying that this whole yes movement was just a little gimmick, and it was just, people love to chant, but you can really feel the energy and the passion of the people behind Daniel Bryan whenever he's in the match or whenever he wins. Now, that scene, I mentioned the 76,796 or whatever it was.
97. The seventh person was me in spirit.
There you go. Doing the yes chant, and that was for an opening match at WrestleMania. That was for an Intercontinental title. It wasn't like last year's WrestleMania where it was the payoff, the big payoff, and finally we get to see him on. This was just the first match to a pay-per-view for a mid-card title, and the people were still invested, and that's why I really, really love this match, because they're invested in Ziggler too, and people also have a lot of respect for Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper as well. So I was kind of taken back by this match a little bit. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought they were just going to go through the motions. That bump, going back to that bump by Dean Ambrose, I really, really thought he was hurt. I really did, because it looked like going backwards, his head went through one of the rungs.
It did look like it. Remember when Ambrose hit the ladder and it looked like outside the ring? I'm talking to my roommate Scott. He's here, by the way, holding the beer.
What's up, Scott?
Matt says, "What's up, Scott?" He holds his beer up. Matt's got a natty ice. Yes, it legitimately looked like he got hurt, but we're gonna move on because we've dissected this match a little bit too much and gave our thoughts and opinions. Next up is what to me was the match of the night, which was Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. And I was listening to Stephen Austin this morning, and he said him and Wade Keller were saying that Randy's never had a good WrestleMania match, which I disagree, but I do firmly believe this was Randy's best WrestleMania match I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay, so going back to, before we delve into the match, what match of Randy Orton's would you consider to be a good WrestleMania match? Do you have any that?
The Legend Killer versus the Legend. Taker.
Okay. All right. I mean, okay. Yeah, I guess I can catch you there. I'll be completely honest. I forgot about that match. I kind of agree with that point that Randy Orton can't really have a mind-catching match. And just now, when you brought it up and you mentioned that Stephen Austin had said something about that, I couldn't think of. I know of some matches. I think Randy Orton and Triple H had a match. I think there was an HBK somewhere in there. Forgot about The Undertaker. Nothing special about Randy Orton really sticks out in my mind when I think about WrestleMania. Now, however, I do consider Randy Orton one of the top 10 greatest WWE superstars of all time.
Who's number one?
Didn't we talk about this one time? Now you got me thinking.
HBK.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels number one of all time.
Yeah.
But I think I made, because I remember I made the list. Shawn Michaels.
Whoa! We were joined by a local celebrity.
Local celebrity. Wait, local where?
In Detroit, Brian.
Who's the weird naked guy that was behind you?
That's my roommate, Scott.
Scott's walking around with his shirt.
Whoa! Party did I come into?
So
you're on the wrong show, Brian.
Evidently.
Brian's back.
Been a long time, boys. How's it going?
We're chopping it up. We're actually talking about the match of the night. Brian, what do you think the match of the night was?
The one that was the best. That guy behind me's creeping me out.
Oh, he's having a cigarette. I'm about to as well.
The match I found most entertaining, wrestling-wise. What are we talking about? Entertaining wrestling.
I just want to see if you can guess what match we're on. We're on what we agree with the match of the night is. The absolute best match.
Hold on. No, you said we agree.
Matthew, I'm the captain of this ship. All right, buddy.
I'd have to say the Randy Orton and.
That is the match we are on right now.
That ending was pretty dope.
Dude, that RKO.
That RKO off that curb stomp from the bomb.
I just got excited in my shorts a little bit about it. I'm not gonna lie.
That guy behind you is not getting me excited in my shorts.
That's Scott. He watched WrestleMania with me. I was at the stadium in spirit.
I saw that.
Yeah. But then again, 2 days before I was in Thailand, so you do the math. But we literally just got to the Randy Orton and Seth Rollins match, which I really thought Seth was going to go over when he hit that first curb stop. Back and forth, a lot of great action. That superplex that Orton gave Rollins was fucking unreal. Dude, that guy Rollins, I'm so sold on that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rollins is he's come a long way. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. I think that the ending set it up for a good, for later on, as we all know, is what we'll talk about here in a bit.
It's funny because
real quick. Brian.
Yo.
I talked to Drew McIntyre today. He wants to come back on in May, so we're breaking that news now. Drew McIntyre is coming back on with us in May.
Drew Galloway.
Boom. Formerly Drew McIntyre, now Drew Galloway. He texted me today. We talked. He's a great guy. He will be back to talk about his experiences over WrestleCon. He was in Australia 2 days ago. I think he's in New York tonight. He's got a match here in Tampa on the 18th. Anyway, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, go.
Go, Matt. You had something to say.
Oh, I'd fucking forget. Jesse Sorensen, what do you think about Seth Rollins?
Oh, yeah, Brian, Jesse couldn't make it today. He had some things come up. I asked him if you want to come on tomorrow. He said tomorrow's his birthday. He's getting drunk on South Beach.
Well, at least he got priorities, so he got that going.
He's doing what he can. But in our defense, he turned down several other podcasts for us, so Jesse will be on soon.
Cast the pods.
Very shortly. You mark it down in the calendar, whatever day may that be.
Yes.
Seth Rollins, Randy Orton. What'd you say, Brian?
Where are you at?
Match of the night. The ending made it for me. I mean, that was. I brought up on Twitter the super kick to Shelton Benjamin there on the Monday Night Raw, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. That was probably the greatest ending I've seen to a match, any pay-per-view, let alone a WrestleMania. But I digress. Right when you called in, Brian, we were talking about how Randy Orton, I believe, now Steve and I differ on this, and I wanted to get your opinion. I believe that Randy Orton has never had a memorable WrestleMania match. Steve had brought up a couple of examples. Where do you stand on Randy Orton's lack of
bringing it at Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit lackluster.
I threw out Undertaker versus Orton, Legend Killer versus Legend.
Yeah, that was I don't
See,
know.
that's what I said. I mean, it was like, yeah, but that wasn't even the first match of Randy Orton's that I even remembered. I was trying to go through my mind, and I was Randy Orton, but maybe that's because he's never really had anybody really to work with.
No, I think this was a pretty good match. I mean, it was a memorable one. I don't know if it's memorable. I guess it's memorable because I just saw it like 3 days ago.
Right. Right.
I don't know how long that's gonna stick to my head. I don't know if it's gonna be the new Steamboat Macho Man, if you will.
Yeah, I think that both men hit their normal spots. I think that it was a great matchup just because of Randy Orton's technicality and in-ring psychology versus Seth Rollins' CrossFit, high-flying actions. And it was a great clash. It was a great, different styles meeting in the ring, and they worked well together. And I think that maybe the fact that they might be buddies outside of the ring helped that fact. But I thought it was very, very good. I thought it was perfected for what they did. I didn't think it was extra special, but match of the night as far as in-ring talent, yeah, I could go with that.
When Rollins rolled Orton up with the small package, I screamed. I was happy.
There we go, small package.
He'd love a small package in a schoolboy.
What about schoolboys?
I know overall, you guys might have already discussed it, coming in a little late to the convo here. But what did you find as one of the most entertaining, just overall entertaining matches?
This one.
Which one? The one where the Seth Rollins?
Yeah. For a week and a half, I was saying Cena Rusev was going to be the match tonight. I was really excited for it.
Norfest.
That was in the next match on the card we're gonna get to, and people might call me stupid, but I'm gonna trash it pretty hard. And that's what I'm here. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not an expert or anything. But Orton and Rollins, dude, that first RKO, I thought it was over. All right, Rollins kicked out. That's cool. Then he hit him with the curb stop. Like, it's definitely over. But then he went for that second curb stop, and Randy jumped up, and Seth went about 10 feet in the air, and Randy laid out perfect. Yeah. I mean, the time. I don't know if they ever practiced that spot. I would assume they would. This is where we needed Jesse Sorensen for his in-ring expertise, and I'll call him out on that. Let me finish, Matt.
Okay.
But that RKO, dude, that was. Dude, I'm getting a stiffy right now.
All right, just real quick, just to butt in from what we were talking about. Shout out to Jay Hawkeye, and that's Jay Hawkeye with an I, not a Y. Tweeting the show, Orton and Punk at WrestleMania 27 with a pretty solid RKO to win. Jay Hawkeye, I apologize, I don't remember that match, but that's probably because I don't remember CM Punk. So, thank you for the tweet.
You don't remember Mr. AJ Lee? I'm sorry, Brian, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought that, I don't know if you already talked about it. Did you already talk about Sting and Triple H and all that?
That is next, and I have some opinions on that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, Brian, we've pretty much been going through each match in order. So Triple H and Sting was next on the docket.
One thing I want to say before you give your opinion, Brian, I think the time that WrestleMania was held took away from this match.
Oh, well, the time that WrestleMania was held took away from, pretty much, if you ask me, the whole show in general.
Okay.
And I think it just set it up. You were wrestling at like 2 o'clock in the goddamn afternoon, like the thing started. It was just, it didn't give you that, if you will, that atmosphere in the ring. It was
it brought flashbacks of WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Minus the togas.
But I think see, there's a negative connotation when it comes to having WrestleManias in the daylight or any pay-per-view in the daylight when it comes to that matter, is because WrestleMania 9 is quite arguably the worst WrestleMania of all time. And it just so happens, okay. I mean, that can be up for debate.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Touche.
But I think that too many people kind of connected the two when there was no connection there. They just connected it because they were the only 2 WrestleManias that happened in the daylight the entire time.
Yeah. I think that the match, like I believe Steve was getting at, with the entrance of Sting, with it being Sting being dark, And we can all have our opinions on whether Sting should have wrestled or not, but he did. So if you're gonna make it happen, the entrances should have been laid out. It was like, you had those weird guys pounding on the drums in the middle of the day, and Sting looked all hot and sweaty when he came out. His hair didn't stay wet very long. It was fluffed
What
out.
hair?
You saw his bald spot before he got to the ring.
All
Man,
right, all
that
right.
thing his hair parted like the Red Sea there
Yeah.
5 minutes into the match.
All right. So,
I did as cheesy
So,
as it
a
was.
needle pulling thread.
Triple H's intro was pretty. I liked it. It was
I-
as cheeseball as it was, and his promo plugging for the Terminator movie as it was. I thought it was pretty cool.
all right, first thing. I read a tweet. I don't know who said it, but I thought Sting was going to have RoboCop come out there with him. All right, here I go. The match itself, I remember sitting there with my roommate. Remember, Brian, I was at WrestleMania.
Was that the naked guy behind you?
No, I was in spirit. Oh, yeah, my roommate, Scott. Yeah, that's but I was at WrestleMania ringside in spirit. That's why I checked in on Facebook, because you're like, you know what, I can do that. All right, so the match itself, I look at Scott, I'm like, this match is going to be a snooze fest. He's why I was like, because Sting should be in a retirement home. He can't work a heavy workload, so something's going to happen. Second of all, the storyline behind this match was absolutely fucking retarded. What year is this, you guys? Seriously, what year is this?
See, okay, you want me to bite in on you? You're fishing 2015. I got it. But I actually thought that it was delivered to me very well. I thought that the storyline for what we had and what was given to us was done pretty well.
No, I mean, all right, it was about the Monday Night Wars. Dude, they ended almost fucking 20 years ago, okay? We all know it. 2001, 2002, when Vince bought WCW. It was over. We all know Sting went to TNA. And so
Well, that was bugging me when they kept going, Sting's been locked in a time capsule for 10... No, fucker,
No.
he had... Like, we're not retarded. Like, he was over there.
He was wrestling in Orlando. The story going into this match, to me, was absolutely dreadful. I remember texting my buddy Andy. He's like, this is a stupid match. I'm like, I am not into this at all. I actually went outside and put some damn good chicken wings on the barbecue during this match. I could not tolerate it. And then DX comes down. My roommate marked out. He's like, where's X-Pac? I'm like, oh, there he's limping to the ring. That guy runs slower than I do, and I need a fucking sundial for my 40-yard dash. And then we had the NWO come out with which I saw a tweet, and I'm just gonna.
I thought Kevin Nash blew his quad.
I think he just did that. We said that.
Oh, here we go with the Kevin. Okay, all right.
I thought
overplayed.
I thought it was badass when Shawn Michaels superkicked Sting, but if you go back and watched it, they missed it.
What was overplayed, Matt? The joke on Kevin Nash's quad?
The Kevin Nash quad joke is.
No,
way-
I'm not even making a joke. I'm not even making the joke. Hello, hold on, bad cable. I'm not even making a joke. When he took a bump outside the ring, he grabbed his leg and the camera moved fast, and I'm like, that motherfucker.
I honestly, I swear to God, because he mentioned that right after the match on Twitter. I think that was kind of like a shot at social media with his jokes. I think that he did that on purpose.
Wait, Nash made a joke?
Well, Nash made a joke. It wasn't funny, but
What was the joke? I didn't see it. What did he say?
it was a joke. He said something about his feeling, or he got hurt because his feelings got hurt, or something like that.
Well, fuck him and his feelings. This match, if I could grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it about a 2. I was not excited to see Sting in there at all. First of all, did you guys notice the little Japanese drum line? The one guy in the middle hitting on the pad? I swear to God, that had to have been Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji can't walk anymore, last I heard. He's in a wheelchair. But anywho, I thought the match was entertaining because it brought back just the old... It was what it was. You knew that it wasn't going to be a stellar WrestleMania moment. The two... Sting can't deliver it anymore. I'm not sure what Triple H can do anymore. But what I'm getting is... But what they did bring back, they brought back that nostalgia a little bit. They brought back that NWO. They brought back the DX, and they had the boys come in. And I thought it was fun. It was fun. Was it a premier wrestling match? Was it something for the ages? No. Will it be forgotten about by next year? Yes. Was I entertained when I watched it? Yes. So that's all I care about. I was entertained.
Matt, were you entertained? Yes or no? Final thoughts, and we're moving on. All right, so moving on. No, I'm kidding.
Let me just point out a couple things that I had a problem with, and a couple things that I liked. Now, I liked the fact that they had this match. Brian, you pointed it out better than anybody could. It's nostalgia. It's nostalgia. You get to see that old dinosaur, Sting get into the ring. Triple H is never, whatever. Okay, so the couple problems that I had with the match. One, a lot of people had a problem with Triple H winning. I don't know if I had that much of a problem with it, but I can see the point. I can see, why would you have Sting, wrestle for the first time ever on the biggest stage of them all and have him lose? I can understand that. The problem I had is the interference. Let's just think about this for just 1 second. Okay, so the storyline. No. Real quick. The storyline going into this was WCW, WWE. And you have the NWO come out for Sting. Why? The NWO hated the WCW. If you remember back in 1996, 20 years ago, like you said, the NWO and the NWO was made by WWE. Those 3 stars were WWE fans.
See, right there. You could have the NWO and DX come out together, for WWE.
Is that the 4 Horsemen should have come out? They should have had someone. They should have had Flair, Anderson. I don't know, and 2 other jackasses.
Flair, Anderson,
Dangerous Devon Storm.
There you
Dangerous Devon Storm, and then even with the whole DX thing, X-Pac. What the fuck are you doing? Every time we see you, you're wearing an NWO shirt. And now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe that you're Team DX and Team Triple H and Team WWE, even though you flaunt around as the 4th member of NWO when everybody knows that you fucking suck because the 4th member of the NWO was the Big Show. You fucking suck, X-Pac.
One thing, the Monday Night Wars did turn when X-Pac jumped back to Vince. That's when I'm not saying he was the catalyst.
That's a turning point.
But that's when it shifted when X-Pac told former guest of ours, Mr. Eric Bischoff, that he couldn't cut the mustard. Which, you know what? Eric's a good guy.
Bottom line, I know we're running over. I understand the whole nostalgia, NWO versus DX, and then that was kind of a cool moment. You never really kind of saw them square off, but it had absolutely nothing, if you really think about it, to do with the match. It was just brought out just because it's, hey, look at these guys, oh my God, they're fighting.
Not one. I sent out one tweet and nobody.
Before you get to that, Steve, the one thing that bothered me the most about the match, it was. Only way to win was pinfall and submission, right?
No DQ, yes.
No DQ, that's what they said in the intro there. So it really bothered me when Sting had Triple H in the Scorpion Deathlock or the Sharpshooter or whatever we want to call it.
Ooh. Yeah.
And he grabbed the ropes and he let go of the move. That really bugged the shit out of me.
I guess if sledgehammers and the best baseball bats in the world.
6 men that aren't in the match, that's legal beagle. But you hold that rope when a man has you in the sharpshooter, and you fucking let it go.
All right. Here's one thing I'm gonna say. I was surfing the Twit machine hard. Keep in mind, I was at Wrestlemania 31 in spirit. I was surfing the Twit machine hard, so I finally said it. No one person said, "Hey, look, the Click is all in a ring on a WrestleMania event."
There you go. And you got to let go. And then it was just funny too, because you look back the night before at the Hall of Fame induction, they all come out and they're all throwing up the sign for Nash and the induction, and then the next night they're squaring off. Ooh.
Wait, they were throwing up the Young Bucks sign.
The Young Bucks, yep, the Young fucking Bucks.
I don't know. WWE's trying to trademark that shit.
I heard that. He said too late. No, I think they can get away with that. But anyway, all right.
All right.
All right. Fuck you, Steve. What
Nobody
is this guy?
Your bootleg ass eBay.
Bootleg.
I got that off ProWrestlingTees.com. Thank you.
That is bootleg.
I even Googled the 20% off coupon.
Why did you sound Japanese when you said it? I got it off of the ProWrestlingTees.com.
It's what I do. All right, do we want to talk about the Divas match? Because I really don't.
They were all 4 pretty hot.
All right, the end. Matt?
I enjoyed that. Actually, as a tag team Divas match, they delivered.
They had more time on Raw.
Can I say this? I think Nikki and Paige kind of delivered. I really think AJ. I tweeted this out, and a lot of people actually agreed with me. AJ is overrated.
Well, yeah.
It's Diva, so I mean.
Okay, all right, but yeah, I thought that Paige held her own, and Nikki kind of. I don't like the Alabama Slam. Shout out to Bob Holly, by the way. Let's get him on the show, Bob Holly.
I've been asking Bob Holly for 5 months. Him and I've been trading emails back and
He
forth.
responds back always as, "I'm busy."
But he's always courteous. He always gets back, but he does say he will do it soon. I would love to have Bob Holly on the show. We just can't talk
Robert
about Brock.
Holly.
We can't talk about Brock Lesnar.
Sparky plug.
Sparky plug, yes.
That's probably not helping our situation to get him on here.
Not really. All right, so the next match, which I thought was going to be the match of the night, but it had the entrance of the night.
Bray Wyatt and The Taker.
Matt, I'll say John Cena. I need you to say Rusev for me because you do it better than anybody else. So John Cena versus
Rusev.
Yes, and holy shit. All right, so my roommate Scott was watching. Our buddy Evan was over, and I'm like,
the entrance where he rode in the damn tank and.
Yeah. My buddy Evan said he would not have banged Lana, and I still think he's a liar.
Or a homosexual.
I'm going to lean towards your answer, Brian.
There's anything wrong with that?
No. Go ahead, do what you do.
Well, Indiana begs to differ.
What?
The state of Indiana. Come on, man. Don't you keep up on your current events? That's the whole big thing now. Brian, I know you have to know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Help us out here, Matt.
All right. We don't want
All
to
right,
talk.
Indiana.
We don't want to talk about it.
Indiana.
Indiana just passed a law where they can discriminate against gays.
Oh, they've been doing that in Russia for like years. If you're gay, they take away your vodka and stuff.
But you guys said, not that there's anything wrong with that, and then I made the joke.
No. I gotcha.
Okay, all right. Keep up on your current events, folks.
That's what we got you for. So Cena versus Rusev, and I was really looking forward to this match. I thought they were both gonna bring it because if you remember the last match, Cena never tapped out; he passed out. One thing I did pick up is Cena's a little too loud in the ring. You can hear him calling some spots. That's not pretty good for the face of the company. Yeah, I get it. The average fan, casual watcher's not going to catch it. But you get people like, the three of us. And what was that, Matt? At J Hawkeye with an I? You get someone like him as well. He's going to notice Cena call those spots. And it kind of, for me, takes away from the story and the etiquette and the finesse that is pro wrestling.
Oh, if you watch the Botchamania on YouTube, any of you guys ever watch those?
Absolutely.
Oh God, they're amazing. And when they do the talk, some people talk too much. Little segment on there. Oh my God, Cena's always on there. You can hear him calling the spots, and then they put the subtitles on the bottom, so then it really emphasizes it. But that shit cracks me up.
Yeah, that's. Other than that, I was really disappointed with this match, and I was so excited for it. Aside from the Tank and Lana,
for it at all.
I didn't understand throwing both shoes. It was a pretty terrible.
To that point, I was excited, just like you, Steve. I was excited for this match, and then the shoe thing happened, and I really got thrown back. I was like, "What is going?" It was just awkward. It was an awkward moment. You talk about WrestleMania moments.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand Lana being the manager, the heel manager, trying to distract the ref. Yeah, I know, right? But I think she did it at the right thing at the absolute wrong time.
That is correct.
I'm excited for this. No, give a fuck less. I thought this match was just this was a time waster for me. But do you think they sent Cena down, or do you think he was being punished to going down to the U.S. Championship, or do you think he's supposed to be bringing Rusev up with him? What's you guys'
He's
thought?
making the U.S. Championship relevant, and Rusev's moving on to bigger and better things. I don't know if it gets much bigger and better than John Cena. Love him or hate him, that motherfucker's had a hell of a run. I don't care what anybody says.
I just wasn't excited. I don't like Rusev. I don't care.
What?
Excite me.
If there's ever an appropriate time, what?
What?
Man, Rusev's
What?
the man.
Just real quick, here on the local radio station, it's an ESPN radio affiliate, but 97.1 The Fan, shout out to them. They were talking about this, and they were talking about the fact that John Cena can literally make you anti-American. And I think that that's kind of what happened. Like, yeah, he won, but everybody's booing him. John Cena sucks.
Yep. I can't say I'm anti-American. Maybe I'm just pro-Rusev. I don't know. I really like Rusev. That motherfucker can go. I think him and someone like Daniel Bryan would have a great match together. We see him squash Dolph Ziggler. Him and Seth Rollins would be a good match. Him and AJ Styles, which we'll never see. You know who I think Rusev's going to feud with when he gets here?
Kurt Angle ain't coming, fucker. Shut up.
Samoa Joe.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I want a Samoa Girl Scout cookie.
They make those?
Yeah, the fucking ones with coconut and chocolate on them.
Oh, I really like coconut. I like coconut. Do you got any?
I don't.
Oh, Matt, do you?
No. Oh. All right, so this moves us on to what I consider the moment of the night. This was I was sitting next to my girlfriend, and we were watching this together, and she was marking out. I've never seen my girlfriend mark out, but she was marking out the hottest woman in the world.
Steph.
All right, I'm done.
Yes, Ronda Rousey is the hottest woman alive, but Steph is the best heel in wrestling.
She is the best heel. So we got the Rock coming down, and a lot of people called that. Now I had no idea that the Rock was even in town. I thought the Rock was going to have nothing to do with WrestleMania. Go ahead, Steve.
5 minutes before Rock came out, my buddy Jim texted me. He's like, "Dwayne's there." I'm like, "How do you know?" He's like, "We just saw his mom ringside sit next to Ronda Rousey." Because the camera panned around.
Side tips.
The camera panned around, and you could see Mrs. Dwayne, Mrs. Rock sitting ringside next to Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
But I thought it was a great moment, and I keep going back to this point that I haven't watched since the Royal Rumble, and that is legitimate. Like, I haven't watched, and I have stayed away from professional wrestling in its own for the past 2.5 months. I saw The Rock come out, and I thought that was great, and then I saw Stephanie. And I had no idea that Ronda Rousey was going to be involved until the crowd started chanting Ronda, and then he came out. He had that slow little, walk that took like 17 minutes to get to Ronda Rousey, and then brought her in. And I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Now that I did think that was the moment of the night, but I feel like that the moment of the night was when she hip tossed Triple H, because I thought that was great. I thought that her spot with Stephanie McMahon was a little bit awkward.
That was weird. I didn't understand what was supposed to be happening. The best part about that to me was when The Rock busted Triple H balls for coming out dressed like the Terminator. Even though I said 10 minutes ago that I just enjoyed it, I understand, fucker, so lay off. But I thought that was the best when he's like, you can come out here dressed up like the Terminator and do it. I was like, I don't know. Just the way The Rock can deliver shit just makes me laugh.
I enjoyed this segment, but I thought it ran a little too long.
It little dry. Long.
And once again,
that slap though that Stephanie threw looked like a live one, huh?
On Rock?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looked legit. Little loaded too, but once again, I say this ran long because I'm going to play into the time WrestleMania was at, because up next they had Undertaker and Wyatt, both who need dark arenas and venues to add to their mystique and their aura.
I thought that Bray Wyatt's entrance was pretty dope, though.
With the Scarecrow?
With the creepy guys in the Scarecrow mask.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Bray Wyatt had a severely sprained ankle. He sprained it Sunday morning.
Oh, I couldn't tell. But I like.
He owns a motherfucker.
The Undertaker entrance was,
That was suitable for Raw.
It was an Undertaker entrance. At this point, they've set the bar so high with so many different options that just anything isn't enough anymore. So no matter what it is, it's not enough. That's not anybody's fault. I guess it's the fault of the WWE for giving so much all the time that you always want more, and there's only so much you can possibly do. So besides having him actually rise up from the depths of hell, other than that, You have to kill the Undertaker before his match and have him come back from the dead.
Yeah, I also, my roommate kept asking me, like, who do you think's going to take this? Who do you think's going to take it? Is it going to be the old man with the grease back hair, or is it going to be Wyatt? I mean, all right.
I was like, I can't even get out my words here. It was just, it was angering. It was made me very angry. That was dumb. It's like, what was the point? What was the point of these segments in Raw, the 15 minutes or whatever the match was? For that, the Taker's gonna go away for
another year,
and Bray was back out on Monday or whatever, and there he is, like, I'm gonna this guy, and he's gonna deliver promos that sell the match, and then he gets just shit on again. I mean, I don't want to use the term buried, but you know what I'm getting at. It's just, I don't get what they're doing with the poor guy. Granted, he got a match against Taker. God bless him.
And Cena in his first 2 Manias. So that's, to me, that says something about him, about their faith in Bray Wyatt.
That Taker thing, man, like, so, they fucking Brock beats him, and for a year, basically, they don't talk about it.
They didn't bring it up once during the Wyatt match, which was stupid.
They barely brought it up the entire year before it, and then on top of that, they don't. I don't know. And then they just have him just go Bray Wyatt. He does the job for Taker, and he moves on. Like, he's gonna move on. He's gonna ignore it. Like, what are these points of these matches?
All right, was this Taker's last match? Yes or no?
Who gives a shit?
I'm going somewhere with this.
No.
All right, Ryan. All right, so let's say next year, Dallas, Texas, which, Brian, I'm getting a campaign. I'm going to Dallas for Mania 32. I'd like you to go with me.
So you're going to get voted in? What is this? I think you just got to buy a ticket.
More or less. If you could pick, who do you think would be Taker's last match? I have one. I mean, everybody's going to say Sting, but I will not say Sting.
Cena.
No.
Cena.
No.
I like Cena for that purpose. What?
And I will catch a lot of shit for this. Kane.
Yeah.
Not this fucking dude wearing Dockers and
not
fucking
salesman Kane.
Not deck shoes. No, not that guy. The big red fucking monster, the Demon Kane.
Does he have both arms covered or just one arm?
Let's cover everything up. Cover his nose,
but
everything.
Don't you think Kane should be retired?
Dude, for 43, let's be honest. Kane looks fucking good. He's not showing any wear and tear, really. He takes little to no time off, and he just enhances people. And as much as people want to bitch about him, what he does for the people he goes up against, he's incredible. He can work with the three of us and make us look great.
Don't talk so creepy about Kane. He's incredible.
But he's so incredible. That's why
he's so good, you guys.
That's why I don't live in Indiana, okay? Because Kane is so incredible. Kane is just amazing. I honestly feel Kane versus Taker at Mania 32.
Kane, whatever.
So you're basically claiming
Undertaker versus himself.
Yeah, there we go. Undertaker versus fake Undertaker. What was that, WrestleMania 13?
Yep, I'm all in for that. Taker versus fake Undertaker.
That's actually at SummerSlam because Mania 13, Taker took the belt from Psycho Sid.
No, that's WrestleMania 32. The end his career. Taker versus Taker. Taker loses town match.
Taker takes all.
Purple Taker versus Gray Taker.
For the rights to Paul Bearer's ashes.
Versus the Harley Davidson Taker, Kid Rock Taker.
I liked that version.
Fuck that dead man ink.
All right. So Brian, I can see Brian loves the Undertaker. He's got nothing but great.
I can feel the love.
I can. It's radiating through this.
It's like Lion King in here.
Hakuna Matata.
Coconut.
This is gonna bring us on to the main event, and somewhere some pyro guy got their ass fucking chewed.
Why? What happened? I missed it.
Well, Lesnar comes out and does that. Rah! He did the rah! Took 3 steps and then explosions. So some pyro guy definitely saw a little bit of a lighter paycheck. I would like to think, because they.
Yeah, I bet you they get those guys. Those are contracted. They get paid in full before the event.
Well, all right. Well, they'll probably never get hired again. Let's just, at least by Vince McMahon.
Steve, you bring up the main event, and the first thing you can talk about is the pyro guy.
I'm getting to
this main event.
I'm getting to the meat and potatoes here right now, Matthew.
You notice it, Matt?
What?
The pyro.
I actually did. I did notice it. I did, but you know, whatever.
So, all right, I've been going on for weeks saying that if Bryan wins and Cena wins, Brock's going to keep the belt because Daniel Bryan and John Cena can make those two mid-card titles relevant again, which they should be. I'm so glad Daniel Bryan has the IC title. I am so glad about that. John Cena, well, his name alone will sell that belt. Let's just be honest. And I was so sure that Brock Lesnar was going to win. Now, as far as the match goes, I loved it how Roman Reigns was laying there, smiling at him, and then Brock was just giving it to him. And, of course, let's all just say it. Welcome to Suplex City, bitch. You can go get a T-shirt right now that says it. I loved that. Michael Cole's reaction was priceless. He's like, obviously Brock is talking some trash. We can't say much about Suplex City. Now,
it was trending on Twitter.
It was. It still should be. Now, something came out today about Brock's color, crimson. He donned the crimson mask, to quote good old JR.
Well, let's take it just a step before that. Did that match seem just a little bit extra intense for anybody else? Like, did that seem? Did those punches seem a little more legit? Did those moves, those suplexes, seem a little more legit to anybody else?
Yes.
The term I saw a lot on Twitter during the match was shoot fight, and when I was watching the fight, I don't know if you guys have ever checked out Big Van Vader versus Cactus Jack there in WCW. I think it was circa 1994, but they were straight up punching each other for real, and and they were showing some of the replays, even some of the knees to the face or the knees to the body were connecting, and that looked legit.
Now back to
those look hot.
Now back to Brock's color. There's a little video that surfaced today. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a point where Roman Reigns was outside the ring, laying down in front of the LED board of the ring apron, which I thought was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But the ref comes. The ref comes over, and I'm gonna hold my hand up. He grabs Roman's hand, and you can see him take an object and go like that, and Roman closes hands. Next thing you know, Brock comes out the ring. Roman grabs him to push him in the ring post. Brock hits the ring post. Next thing you know, his forehead split.
Steve, are you new to blading? Like,
I don't think. All right, no, I'm not.
That's
but I don't think,
what happens, though.
Shut up! Shut your mouth. That's right, bitch. I don't think you should have a glaring mistake like that on your biggest show of the year. You could be a little more discreet. And I apologize for calling you a bitch, by the way. I don't think you should have a glaring mistake like that in the biggest show of the year. At worst, Brock wears those padded gloves, hide something in the palm or whatnot. Just be a little bit more discreet about it so something like that doesn't come out. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, if you hide the blade in the gloves, then you don't get the whole spot where Brock is bitch slapping him like time and time and time again after he takes the gloves off, and oh, shit's about to get real.
That's what I thought. Yep.
So you don't have that spot, and I think that's kind of like an important moment in the match where Brock is just fed up, and so he takes the gloves off, starts bitch slapping him, then hammering down on him. No, I don't look too much into that. I mean, that's the art of blading. It's always handed over by somebody. Usually the referee will hand over the blade, but the WWE does not allow you to blade anymore. So, I mean, it had to come from somebody, right?
Well, yeah, but just like I said, my big thing is I wish it was just a little more discreet. That's my only complaint about that.
But that's because you're looking for it. That's why, because people are looking for it now. I didn't notice it during the match.
No, me neither.
Well, I'm a massive, Brock Lesnar mark, and I remember I was talking to somebody after the event. A buddy of mine, Oscar, we had him on the show before. He's an independent wrestler. He's just saying Brock is bad for wrestling. All he does is destroy people. He tells no story. And I'm like, Oscar, I mean, come on, you do this more than you're in the ring. Obviously, way more than I ever have been. You should know the story of Brock Lesnar is him being this unbeatable monster. It's like Austin, and even you guys brought it up. It was almost like a shoot match, and that's Lesnar's style now, and that's what sells the tickets and gets him over. And I absolutely fucking love it.
Nobody has ever been more renowned since Mike Tyson as the world's most dangerous man,
Than Brock
Lesnar, and because that was his thing in UFC. That's how he was known in UFC, and that was his little gimmick. I mean, that's who he is, and I think that they are playing it perfectly. I think that it's great. Now let me get real quick, and we've been talking a lot about Brock Lesnar. Now let me get to Roman Reigns real quick. I thought that for go ahead, Brian.
I was just gonna say, did you see the security guard fucking choke that dude out when they was coming through the ring? When Roman Reigns was coming down the stairs.
Yes.
Crowd, and that guy got in front of him, and that security guard just grabbed him by the neck and put his forearm into his neck and pushed him out. The camera panned away and panned back pretty quick, but that was pretty funny. I like that.
I'll be honest. I took a piss during Reigns's, and that's honest to God truth. I could not care less about Reigns' entrance. I wasn't expecting some big, so I didn't see it. But just getting back to Reigns real quick. Now, you guys know that I absolutely hate Reigns. I'm not sold on him. It's John Cena 2.0 where he's just being shoved down our throats. Now, we talk about shoot fights. We talk about domination of Brock Lesnar. We talk about how Roman Reigns can't work in the ring. This match I thought was incredible. I thought it was great because of the in-ring psychology. You had Brock Lesnar just beating the shit out of Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns sitting there with his little smirk and his smile, and even when he did come back, and even though he had only 2 moves, it was just Superman punch, spear, Superman punch, spear. It was great storytelling, and it really, really drew me in, and it kind of made me a fan a little bit of Roman Reigns. Now, I have yet to determine whether or not that's because of Brock Lesnar, why I'm a fan of Roman Reigns, or if it's just the fact that he can really sell a story inside the ring on the grandest stage of them all, and the biggest spotlight of all. I was really impressed with the storytelling. I was into the match.
Remember when Paul Heyman had that promo, and he was talking about John Cena beat The Rock Lesnar, and he said after WrestleMania, you can look at Roman Reigns and be like, whoa, that's one badass Samoan dude, took an ass whooping like no other, and got up. Roman Reigns lived up to that. I mean, I did like that Roman Reigns could take it, Matt. I think Brock Lesnar, onto your point, Brock Lesnar did make Roman look pretty fucking amazing. But I have a new respect for him. I'll say that.
We had chatted on very program several months ago about one Mr. Reigns. I believe it was before the Rumble of the Royals, and we were discussing, that he's, stuck in that Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Oh, guys, the naked guy again.
Oh no, the naked guy.
Go to Indiana, Brian.
So, anyways. Now you totally derailed me there with
Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
He has that Big Daddy Cool Diesel 5 moves of doom, the hair flip, the knees in the corner, But I think that the
wait, did you really just count the hair flip as a move?
Hey, Nash himself counted as a move. I'll pull up the shoot interview with him.
My apologies.
Jim Cornette goes, he's only got 4 moves, and then they showed Nash, and he goes, he forgot the hair flip, and Nash calls it out himself.
My apologies. Continue.
So anywho, but I thought that the two together here, Brock and Roman together, provided good entertainment on both ends because, finally Roman was in a match that he's with a guy that's bigger than him, that's supposed to beat him up. He's not in a match with,
Daniel Bryan.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the opposite way of watching Rey Mysterio, fighting the Big Show. You're going, this doesn't work. And sometimes I think they have Roman Reigns in these matches that doesn't work for him either because he shouldn't be getting beat by smaller guys as well, being the size that he is, for the love of Pete.
Yeah.
So I think the two big men together colliding made for a good entertainment.
Warlord and Barbarian glorified, or Warlord and British Bulldog glorified. Yes.
There you go. There you go. Brian, real quick. It's off topic, and we'll get right back on topic. You showed your wrist, and you have like a little tiny bracelet over top of your hoodie, and all I saw was the word "shit." What does your bracelet say?
It says "lift heavy shit."
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
I do that every time I take a piss, man, dude. My oof, it's pretty.
Damn, you're quick with it today, Steve.
Yeah, I told you I was ready.
It's the return, man. It's the return. It's the 3 months of hibernation coming back.
I was ready to come back. All right, but I got a hard out here in a few minutes. All right, so did you guys think Brock was going to lose the belt?
You know, I was discussing this because I was watching this with one Mr. Andrew Shad as well. He was at my house on Sunday night and we were watching this. We were watching it. He left before the match came on, but we were talking about how they're going to paint themselves or get themselves out of this corner they painted themselves in here, right? WWE's got this monster. How do you get rid of him? How do you handle this? And it was time for the story to evolve and move on. And we didn't know if they'd be able to get themselves out of this, and I think that they did it great.
Beautifully.
Yes, I thought it was time for it to happen. Did I know if it was going to happen? I wasn't sure what was going to happen, actually. They led me up to believe Roman Reigns was actually going to take it at one point. I mean, you know, I thought that was how it was going to go down. I personally saw it going down with Roman Reigns winning it, then the cash-in happening, not the cash-in happening in the middle of a match, which has never been done, which was
awesome.
It's a pretty cool thing to have, right? You can say you did that, so... And then he cashed it in and won and got his moment. And it creates for a great story. It carried over on Monday very well with him, you know, dipping out of the match and claiming his foot hurt and blah, blah, blah. So, personally, the whole thing was done perfect, if you ask me.
I couldn't have said it. Brian said it for me.
Yeah, Steve, you asked if I ever thought that Roman Reigns was going to win. Absolutely not. I never for once ever thought that Roman Reigns was going to win because it seemed idiotic and it seemed stupid. You know, Brock Lesnar is this monster now. With going back to Seth Rollins losing to Randy Orton, at that point in time, I thought, well, maybe Brock Lesnar won't walk out as champion, but I knew it just wasn't going to be Roman Reigns. Now, Brian, going back to your point and what Steve said was perfect, I completely agree. I think that the way that they did it was absolutely perfect. I thought, you know, it made every single person look great in the main event. It made Roman Reigns look strong. It made Brock Lesnar didn't take the loss. He's still the dominant. He's still the beast incarnate, or whatever.
He's still the guy and lost. So how do you do that?
Absolutely. And then the way it played out the next night, okay, go ahead and take your break until SummerSlam or whenever it's going to be. I thought that the way this ended, my own personal opinion, and again, going back to what you said, Brian, it's still fresh in our minds. It's a couple of days ago. I thought that this was probably the greatest main event I have seen maybe ever. I'm trying to think.
At a WrestleMania?
At any pay-per-view.
I thought that triple threat at the Royal Rumble was one of the best matches I've ever seen. But
it was good. But this one, the way that it went down, you're going to remember this match.
Of course.
I'll always remember this. I thought it's so far because going into it, you look at Roman Reigns. I don't like Roman Reigns. You look at Brock Lesnar. He's a shoot fighter. I wasn't expecting memorable moments from this match. I wasn't expecting much, and it got cut short. And going back to The Rock, Ronda Rousey, that went way too long, so they had to cut The Undertaker, and they had to cut the main event a little bit short. It went a little bit short, but I'll never forget where I was in watching Seth Rollins come down and cash in, and that whole match, and the storyline, and the psychology, and the storytelling of that match.
I was watching with my father-in-law, who doesn't watch wrestling ever at all, and he goes, "Where the hell did this guy come from? Why is he in the match now?" I go, "Well, like 9 months ago, he won another match and lets him do this. It's a weird story. Just go with it. Shake your head."
I'll tell you what, and Steve, I know you're going short on time. The only thing that I would have to complain about this match is my girlfriend. who, when Seth Rollins came down to cash in, she goes, he can't just come down and it be a triple threat match. I thought he just has to come down and cash in.
Here it is. I didn't know how they were going to handle it either with him cashing in. Like, I didn't know if it was like going to change. I didn't know how it was going to work, actually, to be honest with you. I'm sitting there watching.
And it worked out better this way, other than somebody winning and then him cashing in. It worked out better this way, and then them going into a triple threat, which I don't think we've seen before. But I think that worked out perfect. Perfect. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Made me very excited.
All right, Brian, scale of 1 to 10, rate WrestleMania.
9.
Matt.
7.
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
There's a few things that, I thought I was very entertained for the entire time I watched it from the Battle Royals when I kicked it on until it ended and went off the air. I was very entertained by the whole thing from top to bottom, so I give it a good old 9.
I'll tell you why I give it a 7. I got -3 points. -1 for Sting, -1 for Undertaker, and -1 for the musical performance with Kid fucking Ink. Who the fuck is that?
I still don't know what that is. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Parker was there. It was pretty. I enjoyed that.
I understand I'm the old guy here, but they're trying to be like the NFL, like halftime. Because 4 hours is a long time to be at anything.
Long time.
Very, very long time to keep that energy up, and they just let the people relax, get a beer and a T-shirt or whatever.
That mile walk back to the pisser. Those people in the front row, Andy and I were talking about it. Those people on the main floor there got a long way back to the pisser.
And to the exit.
Stand or to buy themselves a T-shirt.
All right, so Brian, I gotta ask you, how's it feel to be back, brother?
Feels good, brother. Feels natural. Just dove right into it. Didn't have any ring rust.
Well, all right. No, we didn't. So I believe our old buddy Jerry Roca's got some stuff on his mind because he asked if we could talk with him next week. I said, I think we can do that. And then, like I said, in May we got Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway coming up again, which we had a great time the last time we talked to him. So his world travels will be excellent to hear about. And then Matt, hopefully you can be back as often as you can. But we're gonna get back to the nuts and the bolts and just talking about wrestling. My head's cleared and I'm back and good to go.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Just real quick, Ohio State national champions.
Okay.
So you got that going for you. All right.
Alrighty. So with that,
are you still talking about the foosball?
Oh,
that's still relevant down there in Ohio.
All year long. That's right, baby.
All right. Well, with that in mind, Brian, take us out.
Already. Well, there you go. Steve-O, where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, your screen went black as shit. All right. Well, I take it we're calling this one. We're bringing this one home. Matt's very excited down there in his little screen. I can see him giving me the thumbs up and a very serial killer looking smile. Well, I had a good time. Steve, did you have a good time? You ready?
I thought it was great to be back. Our friends at WrestleZone.com tweeted out our link for us.
Well, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So we got to thank the guys at WrestleZone.com for doing that. We appreciate you guys. That's how we got linked up with Matt and LeBar and Eisenberg, which, Matt, I know what you're going to say. I know what you want. I'll make it happen. Just don't
Fuck
say
LeBar.
it. No, damn it, Matt! I said don't say it!
Radio war.
Yeah, well, luckily we don't have that edit button. Sorry. WrestleZone, we love you guys. We do. Matt.
We do love WrestleZone. I love WrestleZone. I'm sorry.
Thank you. But with that in mind,
LeBar is mediocre.
That in mind, our Twitter is at BSW Report. That's at Matty Ice. Follow us. We will see you next week, bitches. We are out.